Have you ever waited so long for an answer to your prayers that you began to wonder if God had forgotten you? If so, the story of Abraham and Sarah is for you. Long ago, God called a man named Abraham and his wife, Sarah, to leave everything they knew and follow him into the unknown. God made them an incredible promise that Abraham would become the father of many nations and that Sarah would give birth to a son. But there was one problem. They had no children. Days turned into years. Years turned into decades. Abraham and Sarah grew older, and the promise seemed farther away than ever. Every passing year made it look more impossible. Have you ever felt that way? Maybe you've been praying for healing, for restoration, for a new opportunity, or for a miracle. Maybe you've wondered, Lord, when will my answer come? Abraham and Sarah knew what it was like to wait. One day the Lord visited Abraham and gave him the same promise once again. Sarah overheard the conversation from inside the tent. When she heard that she would have a son, she laughed. She wasn't laughing because she didn't want a child. She laughed because she thought it was impossible. She was 90 years old. But then the Lord spoke words that continued to give hope to every generation. Is anything too hard for the Lord? At the appointed time, I will return to you, and Sarah shall have a son. What people called impossible, God called possible. And just as he promised, at the appointed time, Sarah gave birth to Isaac. God did exactly what he said he would do. This story reminds us that God's promises are never limited by our age, our circumstances, our failures, or the passing of time. When God makes a promise, he is faithful to fulfill it. Maybe today you're carrying a burden that feels too heavy. Maybe you're waiting for a breakthrough. Maybe you've cried so many tears that you've started to lose hope. Remember Abraham. Remember Sarah. And remember this question from the Lord. Is anything too hard for the Lord? The answer is no. Nothing is too difficult for God. He is still the God who keeps his promises. He is still the God who works miracles. He is still the God who makes a way where there seems to be no way. So don't give up. Keep praying. Keep believing. Keep trusting his perfect timing. Your waiting is not wasted. God is working even when you cannot see it. His plans are always greater than our understanding, and his timing is always perfect. Today, choose to trust him again, because the same God who fulfilled his promise to Abraham and Sarah is the same God who remains faithful today. Nothing is too hard for the Lord. May God strengthen your faith, fill your heart with hope, and remind you that his promises never fail. God bless you.